Hello, is this BBS University Laboratory? I made an appointment with the head of scientists of the Nitrogen and Sulfur Productions Department just the other day about the soil sample testing results. Is he available?
Yes, right on time, Jordan. Please wait for me at the laboratory.
All right then. I've been talking with the farmers in that area, and apparently the crop yield from the harvest hasn't been going that well as it did compared to a few years ago. Could it perhaps be because of the soil? Might I suggest?
Actually, yes. You see, nitrogen is essential for plant growth and is usually present in the soil in a soluble state to be readily absorbed by the plant's roots. In addition, those nitrogen compounds are organic, which means that they originate from living material. Now the nitrates are being absorbed by the roots and are not replaced by the farmers during the harvest by using decomposing plants as one of the sources. Thus, the soil in the area was eventually stripped of its nitrogen ions, causing less crop yield to occur.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. You could even tell from only the soil sample that I sent you.
Well, as impressive as it sounds, it's the actual process is not that interesting. We just use a simple chemistry experiment to determine it. First, we heat a mixture of the soil with calcium hydroxide. That way, the gaseous product formed will be passed through some calcium oxide and to dry the gas. Assuming it's ammonia gas, it will be dried, and when collected and tested using red litmus paper, it will turn blue.
Oh, impressive indeed. But I'm not really sure how that could fix the soil problem in the area, though. Can you explain?
Conveniently, there's a simple method, and I know someone who can help. We can use ammonium compounds, and those ammonium compounds contain nitrogen, which will decompose in the soil, and the plants can absorb it. As for my connection there, have you heard of Mr. Gopi? He's an entrepreneur, and he was ex-military, from what I've heard. I think he works as a university lecturer right now, and I think you can get some ammonium compounds from him.
Hello there.
Hello, is this Jordan? So I've
Yeah,
heard from a friend of mine that you're in of some soluble ammonium compounds.
Indeed.
Head down the road to the factories. I'll be there.
Wait, I haven't. Well, that was pretty rude.
What do you expect? He's always been like that. I suggest you go down there quickly. He has a short temper.
Fine then.
1 hour later.
You're quite late. We need to start the tour.
What do you mean? You didn't even set a time.
It's a common courtesy to be early. Now we will explain how ammonium compounds are produced. Roll the video, please.
Here we have 3 factories from BBS Corps. These 3 factories all craft different compounds. They craft 3 different compounds, which is nitric acid, ammonia, and ammonium nitrate. Come follow me. As you can see here, they are built quite close as possible. The reason why they are very close together is because all compounds will at the end go to ammonium nitrate factory for the processing. The ammonium factory undergoes Haber process to turn nitrogen and hydrogen into ammonia, and the nitric acid is made from nitrogen dioxide, water, and oxygen. And then ammonium nitrate at the end is formed by ammonia and nitric acid. To allow these factories to be self-sufficient, we produce all 3 as closely as possible to reduce transport costs and have each compound ready at hand.
And with that said, here's the fertilizers you requested. Ammonium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, and ammonium chloride. I'm assuming it's correct?
Indeed. How much do I need to pay?
You don't have to pay a thing.
Oh, really? I won't deny it then.
Let's just say that there's some public relations stuff going on. So that's something free for you. In return, please help me spread the word on the magnificence of BBS Corp. I have a lecture coming up soon. I can escort you till about half the way. Goodbye.
Wow, he seems like a really busy man with a busy schedule. I guess I better head out then.
Eventually.
Huh, I wonder why there's so many people outside the factory. Did Mr. Gopi perhaps do something?
It's early morning, and we are currently watching this particular scene unfold outside of the BBS corporation, where speculated hundreds protest in an effort to go against the company. Because of their sheer number, the main roads have been blocked and traffic has been slowed down to a standstill. The police have been stationed to monitor the situation from the sidelines and are expected to take action if things go south. Here we have 15-year-old protester who's taking part in the protest. Protester, what's the cause of this riot?
It's not a riot, but a peaceful protest, one that calls for the end of BBS Corp's evil tirade against nature. Ever since their factories opened, there's been eutrophication in the nearby rivers. Are you aware of how harmful that is to the citizens? We use the river as a drinking source, and so many babies have been turning blue because of BBS Corps that the city looks straight out of a Smurfs movie.
Is there any proof that?
But that's not all. BBS Corps is also responsible for the acid rain that has been destroying our city. The statue of our honor heroes have been marred beyond recognition. Our buildings are so damaged they're uninhabitable, and our crops dead. If the government still refuses to listen, we'll soon be taking matters into our own hands.
Perfect. What do you mean by taking matters into your own hands?
We're taking this to court.
That went from 0 to about 100 real quick. How soon is soon?
Right now.
Thank you for letting us take your time for a bit of Q&A. But there you have it, folks. On this very day, BBS Corp is being sued on the grounds of health and environmental concerns, believed to be caused by the harmful emissions as well as disposal methods of the factories they are in charge of. This is Jennifer from Generic News Source, reporting at home.
I think I've been here before. It sure looks very realistic.
Order. Court is in session. The court will now preside on the case against BBS Corp. If you will, the prosecutor may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, let me state for the record, there is no evidence to first present because we all have been mutual witnesses of the havoc BBS Corp has brought upon our beloveds. It is clear as day as to who is responsible for the outbreak of the Blue Baby Syndrome, the destruction of our city's infrastructure, and the ensuing financial losses of so many citizens. We demand that BBS Corp reimburse the entire city, a merciful punishment after everything they've done to us. Thank you.
Okay, defendant, if you may.
Right, Your Honor. Actually, that simply isn't the case. BBS Corp has repeatedly shown that any waste from our factory is safe and biodegradable. Any evidence linking BBS Corp to the Blue Baby outbreak is simply circumstantial, as there has been no scientific proof that the Blue Baby syndrome has been linked to nitrates, in which we have also taken measures to prevent them from leaking onto the factory. For my next point, I request permission to bring up a witness of mine, Jordan.
Granted. Jordan may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, in my part of the city where we live, our crops haven't been doing quite well recently. At first, acid rain was our prime suspect. However, that possibility was overruled. I had collected a soil sample and personally tested it in the renowned BBS University lab. The results were quite interesting. They showed the lack of nitrates in the soil, and nitrates are very important for the plant growth. The conclusion that we came to was that rain from frequent thunderstorms in our area had been washing out the nitrates into the river, therefore causing an abundance of algae, which eventually led to the death of marine life, both flora and fauna. The proper term for this phenomenon is eutrophication. I believe that BBS Corp is not related to any of this at all.
And I shall finish the rest. Thank you, Jordan. This leads to my next point. According to the BBS University top scientist, who is currently on the job so he couldn't be here to present in court, thunderstorms have been shown to host reactions between nitrogen, oxygen, and water, directly causing acid rain itself. As you can see, the baseless claims brought up against us simply does not stand against the evidence we have provided. Because BBS Corps is not to blame. I rest my case.
The jury's decision was unanimous. BBS Corp has been deemed not guilty. All charges against them will be dropped. Case is closed.
generic news source reporting on the aftermath of the bomb. It has been 2 weeks since the battle, and media's court may have escaped with no legal consequences that time. But the public isn't the least satisfied. Clearly shown by the 7-year-old of the media's court. In what's believed to be an attempt to combat that issue, the Just Corp will now be doing an announcement with their own news correspondence, which happens right after this.
BBS Corp has acknowledged the pleas of the citizens and, therefore, we apologize for causing public unrest for so long. The safety and health of the citizens should be at the very top of our list. In response, we will be revealing our new line of tech, in which everything is free to use for all the public. Ever since our BBS Corp factories have been up and running, we have been more mindful of their possible negative impacts on the environment and community. We need to carefully remove sulfur before burning our fuels, filter all sulfur dioxide out of any waste gas emissions, etc. However, our new products will further reduce the average air pollution levels of this entire city. So today I present to you a BBS Corp certified car exhaust system outfitted with catalytic converters made from platinum. These systems will catalyze the reactions of otherwise poisonous gases, oxidizing and reducing them into the significantly less harmful gases. We believe that this will remove the problems that have been plaguing our city,